Hey guys, Eric from Chandler Physical Therapy here. We get the lucky pleasure of sitting down with Jeremy from Functional Fitness. Jeremy and Luis are the owners or co-owners of Functional Fitness, and they're a group that we do a lot of business with because we have a very like-minded approach to both fitness and rehab. And on some level, those two kind of cross over with each other.
Yeah.
And so I asked him to sit down with me today to kind of discuss what Functional Fitness is all about, how they're different than just your normal big box chain, and how they're a little bit better set up to approach from a physical therapy transition into kind of return to fitness and daily activity.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, if you could tell us a little bit, how'd you get into this? Like, because you started off just as a personal trainer and then things grew, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. And it was really more of, fitness has always been a way of life, just something that's, I grew up playing every single sport imaginable,
Right.
Went to college, got an exercise science degree, so definitely knew the fitness field
Right.
was where I belonged and
Absolutely.
where I felt I could make an impact, and help others out. So the background just with everything that from my personal life and childhood has really kind of been the building blocks to where we are now.
Absolutely.
So it's cool for Luis and I both. We got to start off in a big box environment,
Right.
and kind of get the feel of it,
Sure.
see what worked, what we liked about it, is a tremendous part of growth for both of us, kind
Right.
of building that foundation.
Get that experience under the belt.
Get the experience, see a conglomerate of numerous different people, different goals, different, demographics, whatever it may have been. So the experience was great. At some point in time, though, we both started seeing, our like-minded kind of entrepreneurial spirit,
Right.
and also knowing that, hey, if this was our place, if this was something that we were doing, here's how we'd want it to look.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's pretty cool. Back in 2008, beginning of 2008 is when we really started putting ideas on paper, so
Right.
to speak, and started taking out some of our clients who own their own businesses or manage their own businesses, and just started picking their brains over lunch. And
figure out
just
what you needed to do.
Yeah, just kind of sharing, hey, what steps, what fundamental building blocks of building a business are needed.
Right.
And that developed into us opening the doors in October of 2008 in downtown Gilbert.
Nice. So you just had big anniversary coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
great.
So we're so we're 5.5 years in, and this
Nice.
October will be 6 years.
And then you just recently opened up your Chandler
Yep.
studio as well.
Yep.
And that was in February of 2014?
Right. So our official grand opening was January of
Okay.
2014, and we opened the doors right at the end of last year,
Nice.
into 2013.
That's
So.
awesome.
We're excited to be here in the Chandler community, and
Right.
we're honored just to have recently won Best Place to Work Out in Gilbert,
Yeah.
and we're just hoping to spread the love over here in the Chandler
I'm sure
area
that
too.
will go that way as well. So you guys definitely take a different approach. You're not just going to say, hey, here are your goals. We take your body weight, we take your BMI, and then we'll go join one of these classes, and then we'll come back in a month and reweigh it.
Right.
You take a little more structured approach. Can you tell me a little bit about that as far as what that approach is?
Yeah, definitely. So the 4 components of fitness, like our mission here is really to help people get stronger, improve their endurance, increase their mobility, and then of course make better nutrition choices. So strength, endurance, mobility, and nutrition are the 4 components of fitness and overall lifestyle really that we focus on.
Right.
So within what we call our intro pack, which is basically where everyone starts out, 2 different sessions, we run everyone through their initial assessments, going over body fat percentage, circumference measurements, in-depth goal discussion based off where they're wanting to go and what they're wanting to do. And then we transition into the functional movement screen, which I'm sure many of you fitness enthusiasts know all about. If you don't, highly recommend starting to learn more about it and study more about the functional movement screen. The screen itself just gives us that opportunity to see how people move, to see where their bodies are at,
Right.
doing things in a safe, controlled environment before, like you said, just throwing them into a session and saying, "Oh, okay, go."
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's kind of a segue to that. In our clinic, we utilize the selective functional movement assessment, which is the medical side to the functional movement screen. The functional movement screen is designed just to see, A, are you capable of certain movements, and B,
Yeah.
are you symmetrical? because they found that asymmetry is one of the highest predictors of injury.
Yeah.
Whereas if there's pain within the functional movement screen, you should be seeing a professional. Whereas the tools I use, like the functional movement assessment, is designed to find out where is that pain coming from.
Yeah.
So it's the same language that we use, 2 different packages, but we can easily say, hey, well, you're done with my care. He's going to go look at you. He's going to tell you the same thing. And we can communicate very easily back and forth.
Yeah. So. And that's what we've loved about the relationship we've established with Chandler PT, is that exact reason. If someone notices pain during the screen, now we have somewhere to send them. And like you said, speaking the same language is so important.
It's super important. And the thing is, pain on the screen, they may not have pain day to day, but if we can get it caught early, then you can prevent yourself from irritating it, and then where it becomes a seriously viable issue.
Exactly.
Do you want to explain what the FMS is? There's 7 different tests, and then you kind of go into how that segues into what your training incorporates as far as the group fit and everything.
Yeah, perfect. So like Eric mentioned, there's 7 different movement tests along with a couple pain-specific clearance tests. Scoring, you range anywhere from a 0 to a 3 based off how your body moves. There are certain criteria that we follow, and then it's just a very objective. Okay, here's what your body did. Here's what you scored. We score each individual, and then based off of their scores, utilizing the FMS software, we create a corrective exercise strategy. So this is something that all of our new members get upon first enrolling here at FunkFit as part of that intro pack. Those corrective exercises start working wonders within 1 to 2 weeks' time, just from the consistency of doing them.
Absolutely. And even if you don't have pain, the ability, it takes the brakes off of some of these other movements. Like, you become a lot more efficient right out of the gate.
Yeah, exactly. Just moving better, feeling better. The foam roller is probably the most sought after piece, as far as corrective piece. Just brings a lot of great value and just helps open the body up quite a bit too.
And people stick with it.
Yes, exactly.
They'll do it. So.
Exactly. So we introduce everyone to those movements, and then that becomes kind of their own personal homework.
Right.
From there, based off their score and their goals, is when we help guide them toward the program that's going to work best for them. So an individual who might be, who may have had, some different or a lower score, or might have some of those different asymmetries that you spoke of, that's where we really recommend them starting off more with our private, or what we call our fundamental training.
Right.
So that is where you're working one-on-one with your coach. One thing that might separate us from a lot of other places is our goal with the one-on-one training is to get them available, to move them into the small group or the group training. So it's more of, hey, let's do these things now. Learn the proper movements, learn the proper techniques, be able to move injury-free, so you can join a group from there.
And I think it's important to note that there's 7 tests. Highest test is a 3. 21 is the best score you can get on the FMS, but that's not the score you're looking at for activity participation. You're looking for a 14. You're looking for midline, just competency with movements, not perfect movements. I think a lot of people sometimes get intimidated. Well, what if I don't score perfect?
Right. Yeah.
It's not the point.
It's not that at all. The symmetry and that the 14 is that magic number.
Yeah.
Just thousands of studies that have been done via professional athletes, fire department, police department, college universities. Scoring below that 14. Such a higher predictor rate for injury with those asymmetries being highly involved there too.
Absolutely. So they go in, they get their corrective strategy. Then do you go back and screen them again? How often do you screen them? And then at what point do they stick with either group training, or they go to the group trainer, or do they stick with the individual training, or is that personal choice?
Yeah, a little bit of all of the above. Okay. So personal choice, especially within those the private training, our private training program, that's where we will rescreen every 1 to 2, 3 months, depending upon the individual and again where they're most comfortable.
Okay.
The cool thing with so many of the correctives that are provided though is you notice the difference. In the active straight leg raise, you do a little bit of foam rolling, you're going to see a difference, almost immediately.
You can go back and test. 10 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's where the movements we do and the style of training almost give us the same information that we get from the test too.
Sure.
Obviously, as a squat's looking better, as a deadlift's looking better, we know just hip stability, core control, all of those are continuing to improve as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, 14 is that magic number, and that's especially going into our group fit. that really is, that's the score, that we're looking for an individual who wants to come in and join our group fitness program. Our fundamental, and then also our personal training, which is more the small group, kind of 2 to 4 people at a time. Those could be for individuals who either score below 14, or in some cases, some people just like the smaller feel of a group anyway.
They want that more one-on-one.
Yeah, and they kind of get to share the cost of a personal trainer, if there's only 2 to 3 other people in there versus being in a bigger group.
Big group setting.
Yeah.
And then your group settings, it's not like you do the same thing. You have a pretty set out plan as far as we work strength, we work mobility, we work all that.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so each our group fit program, each day of the week has a different theme to it. Like you said, they all fall under those categories: strength, endurance, and mobility. We feel that one of the biggest areas that a lot of places out there or a lot of people training might miss out on is the strength component. Whether you're 20 years old or 75 years old, strength, good old-fashioned quality strength work is so important for us, for numerous reasons.
Absolutely.
Overall strength, bone density for women as they age, whatever it might be. So we incorporate 2 of those days, 2 pure strength days into our program. And then we've also got another day in which we call power and stability. So you're also getting some, some strength, a little more explosive type work in there. And then, of course, it's super important to train the heart rate, just as well. So that's where we tie in a core and conditioning, and then we even have an endurance and mobility day as well. So each day of the week has a different theme, and then we change our programs every month. So our members get the opportunity from a Monday to, if there's 4 or 5 Mondays in the month, they get to see their progressions doing that particular workout. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, as you talk about heart rate, you test heart rate and the ability to adapt to stress before in that first session, correct?
Yeah, that's all part of the intro
stress test, and then you have heart rate monitors, and you get to able to see your heart rate up on the screen to make sure you're in the zone, right? Because that's a little different than I've seen around as well. Tell me a little more about that.
Yeah, so we utilize the Polar GX system, and that's what's really cool. Be it if you're in a group or a small group or one-on-one, coach can always look up and see everyone's heart rates up there on the board. So for one, we know safety, just being able to see where individuals are, especially when they're starting off. But what we've noticed over the last several years using it, it's such a great educational piece as well for the coaches as well as the members, because now they start understanding, oh, wait, maybe I thought I was working hard, but my heart actually says, hey, I can go a little bit harder. So it helps to kind of bust out of plateaus, push yourself a little bit more. And then, of course, the way we design the program, we tie in the goal, the heart rate goal for the day. So our strength days, the goal isn't to get that heart rate as high. We want more recovery, good quality, rest before performing that strength movement. Where again, the core and conditioning, the endurance, mobility, some of those days. Hey guys, the goal is to be up here in that in your yellow zone, kind of increasing your anaerobic threshold there.
Absolutely, perfect. Well, we're going to run through a functional movement screen myself. So Jeremy gets to take me through that. We're going to step out, bring the computer with us, and then go through that. The music may kick on, so the goal is just for there to kind of see what we're doing. We'll come back in, we'll kind of revisit that, see if I pass the test, if I have any asymmetries. It's been a while since I've done an FMS, so I'm a little concerned to see what happens there.
Well, if you have pain, I know right where to send
you. Absolutely. Perfect. Well, come on out.
All right, let's do it.
As we get into this, we have a couple testing items that we use, the FMS board, and basically it bases off certain characteristics of passing on body parts of yourself. Your palms and length of your hand, right? And then the height of your tibias for certain tests that we'll get into.
Exactly. All right, well, start right off the bat, I always share with everyone, kind of like we mentioned before, hey, this isn't a pass-fail. We're really more, let's assess where you are and look to give you that prescription that's going to help you improve your overall quality of movement. So with this first movement there, what we're going to do is just a deep squat. So if I can get you to actually stand in front of the board, feet shoulder width apart, you can go ahead and face me. Right, and actually just step right on this side, Eric. And then we want shoulder width apart. A lot of times we'll test it by, we want the arch being lined up with the armpit on both feet from there. looks good. What we're gonna do from there, I'm gonna hand you the stick. You're gonna have your arms at 90 degrees, place your arms straight up over your head. Now I want you to squat down as low as you can, keeping your heels on the ground and staying as upright as possible. A lot of times too, I like giving them a spot right there. So yeah, if you grab outside of my hands, that should keep you at 90 degrees. Perfect. But yeah, arms are straight. Excellent. Finish your dropping down, slight pause, very good. You can go ahead and come back up. Again, we do 2 to 3 repetitions, based off what we see and kind of where the individual is. Sure. Where I take you from there is I would have you just step your heels up on the board, toes straight ahead, and now just do the same exact thing. Perfect. That right there, that tells us, hey, we got our 2 right there. Body is able to stay straight up and down with the heels elevated.
Heels elevated basically just takes out ankle mobility from that, which is a huge limitation in squat.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so from there we're going to go into the hurdle step. So we'll stand this up. And a lot of times here's where people start thinking that they're getting ready to to run their hurdles or something. Right. So I might joke with them a little bit, like, yeah, you did this back in high school, right? So, but here's where we get that tibia measurement. So I'm going to come here, go right below the kneecap, right there. So we got just about 19 and a half there. And we just slide this up.
Personally, I think this is probably one of those tests that people think they'll do a lot better on.
Yeah.
This is a difficult test.
Yeah.
These first 2 tests, the reason they do it is because they're upright. They want you to be at eye level with the tester, so it's a little less intimidating, but they're the 2 hardest motions to do, and the rest get easier from here.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, tell you what, so when you say facing the camera, I'll have you come on this side, Eric. So, right smack in the middle of the board, toes touching, literally touching the board and touching each other. Same approach with the stick. This time, though, we'll just place it right on the back of the shoulders. Now, what you're going to do, bring that foot up and over the band, tap just your heel down on the opposite side, and then return right back, straight up and down. And then I'd have you go ahead and do that left side again. So head straight up. Good. Return. And let's go one more so you can just keep that foot a little straighter. Heel down. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so let's switch over to the right side. Same idea. Yeah, like you mentioned, this here's where you start feeling, oh wait, am I more stable on one side?
Yeah,
you don't realize the difference in stability there.
Stability there, for sure.
Yep. It looks pretty good. And how's that feel to you from side to side?
This I'm definitely less stable on my left side, but my right hip, obviously is a little stiffer than the right. But,
yeah. So still scored right there. White still scored with 2 on each side, still being able to perform. Absolutely. So from there, we're going to go into our inline lunge. We use the same number here that we just measured the tibia at, so that 19 and a half. Now, Eric, what you're going to do, I'm going to have you step on the board here, back toe right at the 0, front heel right at that 19 and a half. In a lunge position, you've got the stick there to help you balance. And here's where we would be, we're pretty precise. So I'd have you back your toe up just a little bit there, so it's right on that 0. Both toes straight ahead. Excellent. And now here, I help the member, grab the stick, bring it back behind them. Whatever leg is back, we actually want that hand at the base of the neck. Yep. And what we're looking for here, this one you slide up to your low back. We want 3 points of contact. So we want the tailbone in between the shoulder blades and the back of the head. Now you're going to lunge straight down, bringing your back knee toward that front heel. Excellent. Then coming straight up. Then each time readjust, hand up just a little bit. If we maintain that contact straight up, straight down. Very good. We'll go one more time here. Excellent. Nicely done. So then we'll switch sides there, Eric. And so same thing there. I'd score 2 there. Just a little bit. The stick is coming off the tailbone just a little bit, so we know there's a little flexion going on in the spine there.
Back leg.
Yep, you got it. So you take that right to the base of the neck. Good. Back heel. Press all the way back there. Go. Straight down. Straight up. Excellent. Yeah, very nice there. You can see, after that first rep, definitely a better quality movement there. Sure. One thing, though, that we always do, if there's a close matter, it's going to 3 or 2 or 2 or 1, we do always score lower, just because it's only going to benefit. Yeah, it's only going to benefit.
And on the double-sided test, you take the lowest score.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Yeah,
positive
yeah,
before.
very true, very true. All right, so from there we're going to go into our shoulder mobility. So here's where we're going to measure that right palm. So what I'll have you do here, hold the palm out. There we got 8.5. So on this one there, what I have you do, if you want to stand here facing the computer and you go feet all the way together, so your arms are going to go straight out to the side. You're going to hug your thumbs in between your hands, and then in all one motion, you're going to bring one arm up, one arm below, get your hands as close together as you can, and then I'm going to measure them. One thing I always share with everyone on this one though is no squigglies when you get back there. A lot of times people will get there, oh wait, I can get it a little closer. So we just go to where you can all in one shot. Ready when you are. I'll tell you right there. So we got a 3 there. So obviously as soon as you score a 3, no sense doing any more on that side. So we'll switch over to that left side coming up top. Very good. Let's see this one more time. Very close here. Yeah, and perfect there. So just snuck in under that 3 line there too. So here's where the first pain clearance test will come into play. So have you place your hand on your opposite shoulder, lift your elbow up as high as you can. Any pain there? Okay, then we just switch sides. Pain, elbow up. Any pain there? Okay, so obviously that's one of those opportunities where if someone does experience pain there, first thing I'll do is figure out, is it really pain or is it just a muscle tightness for the day?
Right.
And sometimes that is a little more subjective, but it's really, hey, is that, is that sore from your workout yesterday, or is there something really going on there?
We have other clearing tests that we do as well, that I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah.
You can kind of retest. But that is, you can't do, if you're tight, it's
Right.
tight, but is it truly pain or is it impingement?
Yeah, exactly. And then of course, if there is, that's when we send them to you potentially there. So, all right, so we got shoulder mobility done. Next, we're going to move down to the floor. So we're doing that active straight leg raise. So if you want to lay down here, head here, legs coming out this way, back of your knees. We want right smack on the middle of the board there. Yeah, and slide down just about an inch more, perfect. And then palms up on the ground, right there, excellent. So the first thing I do here is a measure right there from the hip bone to the knee. Go smack it halfway right there. All right, so I'll have you start with your left leg. What I'm going to have you do, raise that left leg as high as you can. As soon as we see that right foot start moving, or you feel that right kneecap, back of the knee, come off the board, that's where we want to stop and get our measurement from. So left leg when you're ready. Excellent. Take it back down. Then let's stay on that left leg again. We always make sure we reset and go ahead. Very good. One more time. Excellent. So clear the mark for a 2. Perfect. We'll switch over to that right leg. Very good. Taking it down. Of course, here's definitely one of those where there's so much going on other than, it might look like just the leg raise, but we know there's a lot of core control, good stability going on here, so looks good. And we'll go one more time, Eric. This one looks like it's symmetrical too as well. Perfect. All right, so
One of the things that, interject, that leg does stay down.
Yes.
So if we take this and I come up here,
Yeah.
my straight leg, the straight leg raise is less a function of the hamstring, more a function of the opposite hip flexibility.
Yeah.
So that's easy to cheat on.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. That's why each time kind of making sure that, hey, heels, toes are together before you reset. And you're right, sometimes people might try to rush through it and it's, they're already bringing that leg back up before anything's straightened out. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that does look better, but based off the info we're trying to receive. Yep. All right, so from there, we're going to roll over into a trunk stability push-up. So this is one where for a lot of us, both men and women, oh yeah, push-up, no problem. But just the way the testing is here, for men to score 3, we actually start with the thumbs at temple level. So you're going to go down. You can bring your thumbs right to temple level, slide your arms out to 90 degrees. Toes are all the way together, tucked underneath. First thing I'm going to have you do, Eric, activate your glutes to pull your quads off the ground. Lift your elbows and forearms up off the ground. Now your goal is to press your body up all in one solid motion. Excellent. Perfect. That would score a 3 right there. So we're really just looking at the push-ups. You can just lower it down from there. Now, a lot of times here's where we might see, you got your 3 there, so you're good. A lot of times there, we might see the wave or something, the sway back, right. And we know right away, hey, that's, it's not necessarily a lack of upper body strength. Again, it comes back to that core control and getting the body to move together. So from there, there's another pain clearance test. Basically, it's an upward dog, like a yoga move here. So your hands at armpit level, press your entire upper body off the ground. Again, is there pain there? Okay, perfect. All right, so coming down to the 7th one here. A lot of fun with this one, getting to try a little rotary stability.
Absolutely.
So what I'm going to have you do, Eric, they'll bring you down on all 4s, knees right underneath the hips, hands right underneath the shoulders. We want big toes touching the board, knees touching the board, and then your thumbs touching the board. Perfect. Yeah, me and slide up there. Perfect. All right. So again, we've got a perfect alignment here. Knees under the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. So for a 3 here, Eric, what we're actually going to do, we're going to extend the right arm and the right leg at the same time. Reach them out all the way, and then look to bring your elbow into your kneecap, and then finish back in that extended position. This is, I would say, the most complex of the screens in terms of scoring a 3. Let's try left side as well. Yep. Very good. Okay, so now what I'd have you do from there is now we're going to go opposite. So let's go right leg, left arm, then literally see yourself making contact, elbow to the top of the kneecap, so you can have some spinal flexion here. Excellent. And then back out. Perfect. And then opposite side. Excellent, man. All right, from there, last pain clearance test, you're just going to sit back into that child's pose. Yep. Heels down toward the glutes, or glutes to the heels. Any pain there?
Yep.
Awesome. Nicely done, man. Let's see. So we had our 2s, we had our 3s. So that put you at a 15. So we had symmetrical 2s all the way around, a 3 on your push-up right there. Yep. So you passed. Welcome to Group Fit.
Outstanding. Perfect. Well, is there anything else you want to tell people before we say goodbye today and wrap it up?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely appreciate the time having Eric and Chandler PT come out here to Functional Fitness. Like we mentioned earlier, we've been out in Gilbert for over 5.5 years now. We're excited to be here in the Chandler community. Obviously looking to continue to earn the trust of the Chandler community as well, and hopefully, one day soon earn that same distinction as far as best place to work out in Chandler.
Absolutely, no doubt it'll happen. But
Awesome.
these are the guys that we recommend, and coming when we're done with PT, where do we go? Here, we send them to you. So we appreciate you taking the time to take care of our patients.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's all about, man. Establishing those strong networks. So.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, guys.